Hi guys, thanks for watching Elise Makes a Bunch of Videos. Today I had my first paid day of work for 2021, so that's exciting. At Omata Vineyards, which is in Russell, a very short job, just putting up their netting over the vines so that the birds don't eat all their grapes. It's a very small vineyard. It's seems to be QE run. I don't really know the ownership, but the managers and all the staff are mainly locals, which is exciting. I've also been talking to Marsden Estate Vineyards in Kerry, and they are also putting up their netting sometime in the next week. So I'm hoping I can do that. I sort of had this like mini wave flash that it would be interesting to work at vineyards. It is not as a steady work because it's a lot more seasonal and short season, but I figure if I can at least do some work up here, if I go to the South Island, it'll be just in time for when they're doing all their stuff, because obviously in the north it's warmer in New Zealand, and then all of their things happen before. I know the South Island is looking for horticulture, viticulture workers, just like everywhere in New Zealand, since they normally rely on foreign workers that can't get here. So I've got a lot of options. It's very interesting because I guess it depends where you are and where, location-wise and in your life arrangements, but I always seem to find work. I remember when the 2008 economic crisis happened and my job was becoming less in demand. I was teaching English as a second language in Canada, and the teaching administrator, whatever, I don't remember what his title was, but he was just like, oh, I'm gonna have to lay off some teachers. Like, it's just like, really stressed out about it, obviously, because most people don't want to get laid off from their jobs. And at that point, I had already transferred into the admin department because there just wasn't as many classes as there normally would have been. And I was just like, I mean, if you need, you can lay me off. Like, I don't care. The government will give me 6 months of, I think, 55% of my paycheck. And I'm not in any, like, dire financial circumstances where I need, all that money. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just whenever there's like an economic crisis and everyone's like, oh, there's no work and there's no work, and it's like, there's work if you want to do the jobs that no one else wants to do, which I'm usually okay with because it's always a short-term thing. But that's seasonal work. That's, I think, the nature of seasonal work. You just have to look for it and be available and not, like, it's pretty, I don't know. It just seems really easy to find work for me. It doesn't really matter the situation. So it was quite funny because over the holidays, I left Hawke's Bay, like, on the 17th of December or something, and then had the wedding, and then bummed around, and then Christmas, and then New Year's. And then finally my boyfriend's like, are you gonna work? Don't you need money? Shouldn't you be working? Because I knew as soon as I started really looking for work, I would just find it right away, which is exactly what happened. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. My expenses are low. I have a very uncomplicated life. I can relocate. I don't have any set schedule with most things. I can work mornings, nights, weekends. Like, Yeah, just not pretentious about the jobs that I take. I don't mind working in a farm or in a warehouse or in a kitchen or washing dishes or etc., etc., etc. There's so many jobs out there that, like, normally people who are from first world countries think that is not good enough for them. But it's like, if you're desperate to find work, there's work. If you really want to work, there are jobs out there. The only thing now is that I have like a more narrow scope because I can only do horticulture and viticulture with my visa. So that's why I was like, vineyards would be cool, because I've done kiwi fruit. I can always fall back on that. There's no shortage of kiwi fruit work. But I think if I can work at a few vineyards, even if it's only for a couple days or a week, then I can go to more, and then I can, get into it, and it's more of a specialty. I don't know. Specialty fruit thing. And I think less people are looking for it, and it's more work to get, and it's less money. But I think just it'll be an interesting experience to learn about how vineyards work. I think vineyards are really interesting. It's such an old type of farming and the whole thing. Yeah, so I genuinely think it's interesting. That's why I think it'll be good for me to go into. Hopefully I can find more. If not, I can always contact this cucumber lady. I'm sure she's rolling in the cucumbers right now because it's so hot. I'm sure they're just like crates and crates of them. So I can always go back to that. I can always go back to kiwi fruit. Like, there's always a plan B, C, D, and E with me. But at the moment, I have got that, and then I've got some sort of like house sitting, which means I won't have to pay for rent, and it's a sort of split situation, so I can do that and then come back to Russell and stay here at my boyfriend's house and possibly work for this vineyard when they need stuff. But it's very like not steady, not any guaranteed hours, nothing, minimum wage, but that's all fine. It's gonna be worth it for me, I think, to have a little bit of experience at smaller vineyards. It's always nice to be in smaller companies, I find, with new types of work when you're trying to actually figure out if you like it or not, or are just interested, because then you are forced to do more jobs because there's less people and everyone has to do everything. So yeah, they seem really nice. I'm going back tomorrow to put up netting. I don't know how busy it'll be, if I'll be able to sneak in a few videos. Just uploading one right now, which I think is from the entrance into the restaurant wine tasting area, which is just the same exact, like, you could like throw a stone at where the actual vineyards are and where the restaurant is. Really nice, beautiful location. Tiny little vineyard, really nice people. So yeah, that's exciting. I was putting off deciding on what I was exactly going to do for January. It's very hard to know what's happening with a lot of things in the world right now, but obviously I'm going to be in New Zealand for another few months, so I think at the moment I've got this house sitting thing for my friend who I've been with before. I've got a few videos of her chickens and all that. I was doing like homestay with her, just taking care of the garden in exchange for accommodation, but now she's going to be away for her son's wedding in Australia, which is going to be a long quarantine on the way there, quarantine on the way back situation, which means it's like over a month trip just to have a week of not being in quarantine. So far so good. So that's the plan. Just gonna go there until sort of, I think she's back February the 25th. And then I think my plan might be to jet straight down to the South Island. And maybe get some work down there for a little bit. Maybe stay March. Let me see, March, April. Maybe March, April. Maybe come back April. It'll start getting cold, and I don't really want to be cold, do I? Yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on with me. This is a really long video. How did I rant for 10 minutes? Oh no. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Hope you're doing well. I'll keep you updated and have lots of random 1-2 minute vignettes of what's going on with me. Comment, any questions, whatever. Like, share, subscribe, or not. Don't really care. But I hope you're well, and I'll see you next time. Peace.